What's going on, guys? My name is BasedOnImpulse and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be staying on theme with another Beyond Light prep video, although this is also beneficial to you right now. We're going to be talking about the absolute easiest and best way to farm masterworking materials like Ascendant Shards and Prisms for your armor, and you'll also get some good exotic armor drops in the process to help you get better rolls if you're still chasing a god roll of Transversive, Stompies, or whatever you're looking for. Before we jump into the video though, I do want to announce again that we're doing a Beyond Light Digital Deluxe Edition giveaway. Click the link in the description to enter, and the winner will be drawn as soon as we hit 2,000 subscribers here on the channel. The faster we hit that milestone, the sooner we pick a winner. So make sure to share this video with your friends so that we can get to that 2K subscriber mark before Beyond Light drops and get a Digital Deluxe Edition into the hands of one of you awesome people that watches my videos. But now let's talk about how to farm these Masterwork materials. Very simply, what you want to do is run the Lake of Shadows Grandmaster Nightfall and make sure you kill all of the champions. A full run of this with a well-coordinated team should only take you around 15 to 20 minutes. In the gameplay I'm using for this video, it took us just over 19 because I was throwing, and it was our first run that week. Each completion at Platinum level, meaning you kill all the champions, will net you 1 Ascendant Shard and 4 Prisms. If you've never done a Grandmaster before, this is actually the least intimidating one to start with. I'll run down some loadout options and strategies for this Nightfall that will help you out a lot if you're running through this for the very first time. So for loadouts, I recommend having one of each class: 1 Well of Radiance Warlock, 1 Bubble Titan, not Banner Shield, and a Quiver Tether Hunter. As for weapons, you only have Overload and Unstoppable champions in this Grandmaster. What my team ran for dealing with all the champions was just 2 Izanagis and a Divinity. Divinity makes the Overloads really easy to deal with since just tapping them with it stuns them, and the 2 Izanagis are enough to kill it with the Divinity bubble on them. As for Unstoppable, I actually recommend using a Pulse Rifle in here if you're one of the Izanagi guys due to the armor mod for the season that gives Pulse's unstoppable rounds. This means you can use your favorite legendary pulse rifle with unstoppable rounds and Taken spec if you have it. The unstoppable mod for the arms is also better than just putting unstoppable on your weapon, because when you use the weapon mod, you have to ADS, wait for unstoppable to come up, and then you can only get 1 burst, and you have to wait for the burst to come back up again. But with the armor mod, you can just keep shooting enemies and your rounds are always unstoppable rounds. It's not a big difference, but it does feel a lot smoother in your moment-to-moment gameplay. My pulse of choice for this GM was the Adhorative from Season of the Undying with Feeding Frenzy and Multi-Kill Clip because of all the solar shields in this strike, so I highly recommend using that if you have one. Unfortunately, this pulse rifle isn't acquirable anymore, but there are still some other solid solar options. The Outlast pulse rifle from Gambit or the Right Side of Wrong from the World Loot Pool are both great options. But if you're the Divinity user, then you're going to want to run a kinetic hand cannon with Unstoppable. I recommend Dire Promise with Swashbuckler if you've got one, but really any hand cannon that can take an Unstoppable mod will do. As for your heavy, all 3 players should be using Falling Guillotine with Taken spec or Boss spec, depending on what you've got. This makes taking down the Unstoppable champions as well as the boss literally trivial. Both the Hunter and Titan, since you guys are on Void classes, should be using Oppressive Darkness from the artifact, as well as the Overload Grenades mod from the artifact. Oppressive Darkness is a no-brainer, but the Overload Grenades can be helpful if you get into a sticky situation with a champion and the Divinity guy can't help you out right that second. It's also especially important for the Titan, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Protective Light alongside some Charge with Light mods can also be really helpful just for a bit of extra survivability. I'd recommend using either Shield Break Charge or Taking Charge in order to get your Charge with Light stacks. Of course, armaments are also great too, so make sure you use them. Taken are the best because they work on literally every enemy in this strike, but Hive or Fallen will also work on Taken enemies that are from either of those races, like Taken Knights or Taken Captains. Special Finisher is also useful to get some Izanagi or Divinity ammo back if you're low, and keep in mind that one person using a Special Finisher will generate special ammo for the entire fire team. Now for the actual strike itself, let's talk about how you want to move through this and what your team is going to be prioritizing and targeting and all that kind of stuff. In the very first room, you're going to want to stay back and take out as many adds as possible while also trying to draw out the champion. Have the Divinity player break the Arc Shield on the Centurion. If the champion won't come out of the bubble, kill everything else and then charge it as a team to kill it. Just stun it and take it down with guillotines real easy. Once everything is dead, head inside the Taken Blight and destroy it. This will spawn the rest of the enemies up the main path, pick off the Hobgoblins up top and on the left side with Izanagi shots, then kill the Overload in the back with Divinity and Honed Edge shots from each Izanagi. Then you want to move up a bit and try to bait the Unstoppables around the corner into charging you. Ideally only one will charge you, but if they both do, stun them both and try to take them both down quickly with swords. After taking them down, clear the adds and destroy the Blight. Immediately after you destroy the Blight, you'll see an Overload champion standing on the back balcony. Take him down instantly, just like you did with the first Overload. You're going to want to play the next room carefully because there actually is a lot that can kill you. Stay in the road next to the broken building and pick off as many adds as you can from a distance. Prioritize the goblins first to prevent their immune shields from ruining your day. If the unstoppables in the back charge you, which they do tend to do, just back up and take them down. They should only charge one at a time, making them really easy to take out. After all the adds are dead, you're going to need to destroy the Blight, but before you do that, send your Titan and your Warlock ahead to stand on the truck where all of the enemies will spawn. The Hunter will destroy the Blight, spawning the enemies. As soon as they spawn, the Warlock will well, and the Titan will throw his Overload Void Grenade at the ground to stun both Overload champions that will spawn on the truck. Each of those players will then sword a champion while the Hunter tethers the mini-boss and adds in the center. Once everything is dead, break the door open and move forward. Quick little tip here that if you're quick enough, you actually can hop on your Sparrow and get into the next room without having to break another door, but if you don't make it in time, no worries, just shoot it open. The Hunter should invis the whole team at the beginning of this room, and then you'll all want to just jump down the center and make your way to the bottom as fast as possible. Kill the taken captain at the bottom to progress. Next we come to what I think is the hardest part of this Grandmaster, and that is the bridge section. What you want to do here is bait the unstoppable phalanxes into coming down the hall with you one at a time, where they are easily sortable. After they're both dead, peek out and kill as many adds as possible with your pulses and hand cannon, then use your Izanagi to take down some of the adds further down the bridge. By the time you finish doing this, the wanted enemy should be far enough down the bridge that you won't have to worry about it. It is not a requirement for platinum level to kill the wanted enemy, by the way, just want to let you guys know that. You'll also want to take down the Overload champion that's up on the top balcony from that spot in the very back if you can. I recommend having the Divinity player move up a bit so they can get a clearer shot, and then the two Izanagis just pop him with a honed edge shot. Next, all three of you want to jump up to where that Overload just was so that you can take out the Overload that's down on the bridge. Kill the Vandals first if you haven't yet, because their bubbles can be very irritating when you're trying to take out that champion. After you kill the Overload, use your solar pulses to break the shield on the knight in the back. Once it's broken, use Divinity on him and kill him with Izanagi. He does move around a bit and can be hard to hit, so just be patient until you're sure you have a clear shot. After he's dead, you're going to want to drop down onto the bridge, but you're not going to want to jump down onto the far section of the bridge. There's a broken part just below you where you want to drop down to. Have the Hunter invis everyone down there, then jump the gap and cross all the way up to the bridge and set up shop where you just killed that knight. There will be an Overload and an Unstoppable on the little platform next to the knight, so once you're up there where the knight was, use an Overload nade to stun the Overload and kill it with Izanagi. Then stun the Unstoppable and just rush it with swords. The room after this can also be really annoying. Noticing a theme here with the Grandmasters? One person is going to want to try to bait the Unstoppable champion into coming towards them again. The champion might get caught on a Goblin immune shield, so kill the Goblin and he'll charge you. Once he passes the doorway you entered from, stun him and jump him with swords. Then you're going to want to clear the ground floor completely. Next, you're going to want to kill the knight on the platform that is up and in front of you. There's a Goblin there as well, so you might want to focus on him first so he doesn't shield the knight. On the adjacent platform, there's another Knight-Goblin combo, as well as an Overload champion. If you're in a spot of trouble, just stun the Overload to keep from dying and take out the Knight and Goblin. After they're dead, fry the Overload like usual and move up the stairs. There's more enemies at the top of the stairs before the next room. You can either kill them or invis and just run right past them. It doesn't really matter either way. Whether you kill them or invis, you'll still need to invis into the next room as well. Have the Hunter drop it and then charge the wizard. One right click of guillotine will kill her. The room after that will have a bunch of trash ad thralls, so take advantage of using your armaments if you need sword ammo, or your special finisher if you need Izanagi ammo. Move up and you'll see an Overload on the balcony, kill it like usual with Divinity and 2 honed edge shots. Then have the Hunter invis everyone again so you can skip the enemies in that room. In the hallway after that room, there are 2 Overloads. One on the right at the top of the stairs and the other far down the left at the end of that long hallway. Have your Titan put up a barricade in the entrance to that hallway to block the Overload up top from shooting you, and stun the one on the right and just kill it with swords. Then walk through the barricade and Divinity honed edge combo that last Overload. Now the hard stuff is done and there's no more champions, all you've got to do is kill the boss. You're going to want to kill the adds inside the Blight and break it, which will then spawn the boss. Drop Well and Bubble, oppressive the boss, and spam him with guillotine. He should die pretty quickly. The Hunter can then tether the enemies that will spawn around the arena after the boss dies, and the other 2 players should just wait inside the Well and the Bubble to make sure that they don't die. Then collect your loot and run it back. Like I said earlier, you're guaranteed an Ascendant Shard as well as 4 prisms, and you also have a pretty high chance at earning some exotic armor pieces. Each run should take you only about 15 to 20 minutes, so that equals out to 3 shards to 12 prisms, and up to 4 shards, 16 prisms per hour if you're farming this. You might even be able to make it a little faster if you're consistently farming this and running with the same team and getting into a rhythm. The rewards aren't extremely saturated like they are when it's double rewards, but this is still by far the best way to farm these materials right now. Quick tips about storing these materials here near the end of the video. They cannot go into your vault. You can hold a full stack in your inventory as well as a full stack in each character's postmaster. Shards max at a stack of 10 and prisms max at a stack of 50, so if you're completely full on every character and in their postmasters, this means that you can store 40 shards and 200 prisms. That's 10 shards in your inventory and 10 shards in each character's postmaster, 50 prisms in your inventory and 50 prisms in each postmaster. And that, guys, is the absolute best way to farm for Masterwork materials right now in Destiny 2. This will be available until the end of this season, so there really is absolutely no rush at all to get it done right now, as you'll have it available to you until November 10th. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Remember to leave a like rating on the video if you enjoyed. I want to start setting some heftier like goals for you all, so on this one, let's see if we can hit 100 likes. I know it's bold, but I think you guys can do it. If you want to see more Destiny content, be sure to hit that subscribe button to help us push towards 2,000 subscribers here on the channel. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified whenever new videos are live for you to view. Remember to also check out the giveaway for the Beyond Light Digital Deluxe Edition. That link is in the description down below. You'll also find my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord server links down there as well. Make sure to check all those out to get more involved with me and our community. My streams on Twitch will be returning soon. I don't have an exact date yet, as I'm still waiting on some new PC parts to arrive, but we will be getting back on the stream grind soon, so make sure to drop a follow over on the Twitch channel. For my question of the day, let me know in the comments down below how prepped you guys are right now for Beyond Light. Do you have thousands of tokens and XP stored up? Have you barely done anything? Or do you not even care to prep at all? Let me know down below in the comments. Personally, I'm pretty stocked up. I've got almost 2 million XP stored, almost 500,000 Glimmer stored, alongside lots of materials and tokens. But I do still need to go get some Masterwork materials, so I'm going to go hit up Lake of Shadows, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.